let's compare football and opera. This is the assignment that my students provided for themselves, gave them themselves. So we have football and opera, comparing and contrasting what someone does in each. They came up with, well, football is a sport, it's a show, entertainment. It's a competition, there's teamwork, there's lots of practice, and there's set plays. And they came up with the idea that improvisation, there is some improvisation they came up with. And I asked, well, is improvisation a good thing? No, improvisation is bad. We do not want to improvise when we're on a football team. We want to do the set plays. Okay? Now, if we move over to opera, and I didn't really think that they would come up with opera, but someone wanted opera. So opera. So what is opera? Or any musical endeavor. It's a show. Yes, it is. You have to rehearse a lot. Practice. There's teamwork. There's practice. There's a set script. I'd forgotten that there's a set script. And there's a set libretto. And there's set notes. And improvisation, they came up with the fact that when you forget a line, then you have to improvise. And I asked, well, is that a good thing? No. You don't want to improvise. So here we have high art, opera, and we have the bane of our existence, football. And what is the significant difference between the two? It's easier to break your leg in football than it is in opera. In either one of these, in neither one of these, I should say, are the performers, the athletes or performers, really in control of what they're to do. There is an assignment and you make your block. There is an assignment and you sing your note. There is an assignment and you run this far. There is an assignment and you hit your mark on stage. So the great thing about both is that they're basically the same. And if we want to improve how we are perceived as music educators and or musicians, how we're perceived by others, we want to encourage more participation in an avocation, a hobby, might we want to consider being less like football and more like independent artist thinking. And I know that the performing arts require people to collaborate together, and yet, is there latitude to improvise, to do your own thing, to think independently? My students consider that, no, you're not really thinking independently. No, you're not thinking independently. You're doing what the boss says to do. And if you think about it, once they're away from the boss, which is going to be most of their life, or lives, I should say, are they going to improvise? Or are they going to wait for a set script? Something to think about.